Welcome to 2021 Martin Sports Car Club iRacing League. We have definitely stepped it up this year, and so has the attendance of the drivers, but we'll get to a lot of that a little bit later. So while everyone's gritting up, let's talk about where we're at today. And before we do that, I'll introduce my co-host Lexi, who's shaking her head, no. Just say hi to everybody out there.
Hi.
All right, there we go. All right, so starting off with the LMP2, the Dalaras, the P217s in the Premier class is pole sitter Jesse Olson with a time of 149.3, was blistering out there, followed by Leland Giddens right behind that, about a 2.1. Third place, Zane Plumley. Fourth, Bradley. Fifth, Andrew. Sixth, Aaron. 7, Junie Thompson. 8, Banana Man. 9, Chris Wells, and Bob Blucher in 10th place. So we also are bringing back the GT3s from last year that were so popular, with Justin Hall, the Saudi race team, taking the pole for his class with the 206.5, with a close Justin Hall, the other one, with a 0.3 right after that. Rob Neller coming over from Team Icon is in third, with Dean Dibdahl in fourth place. JG Pastrak joining us this season. Happy to have him from Grassroots Motorsports in fifth. Eric in sixth, Bjorn in seventh, Daniel eighth, John ninth, Matt 10th, Nicholas Vincent in 11th, and Daniel in 10th. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this right away, because we know this is a short parade lap for everybody. Has not gone green at the moment, not yet. They're just gridding up, and everyone's in nice and close, so we don't have any drama. And I did hear some wrecking in the background. Hopefully it's okay. And we are off. And there's the drag race down with Leland Giddens actually pulling out, who was in second place. A little bit of space with really right behind them, Zane Plumley and Bradley Alves, just real tight. So going into corner one with these LMP2s, it is cold tire city with these things. So they do want to spin and move and everything else. Oh, we see some damage back there. There's Banana Man upside down already, taking out some GT3 cars. So, and there goes Zane Plumley off with some cold tires. So that's hopefully that's his only spin for the day, and he can recuperate and get back into the race. Jesse Olson back in the command, out in front, just like he had done with Leland right behind him, giving him some little bit of space, but also wants to give him some pressure as well. See if he can overdrive those cold tires. So here at Road America, this is one of the longest tracks they'll probably have on this season, except for Le Mans, which is the season closer. And we will have 10 races this year, just like as before with the Martin Sports Car Club, with 3 drops, and more about that stuff later, a little bit later. So running order goes with Jesse, Leland, and then Bradley. So let's check in on the GT3 cars. Here we go with Justin Hall out front. So this is one of the new cars in the GT3. This is the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo. Another one of those cars with like 9 million names to it. So as they go into the carousel through the outside, he is right in first place with JG in the grass. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Rob Neller. Sorry, Rob Neller in second place. Third is Dean Dibdahl as they're going out through the kink. And then fourth is also JG. All right, so things are stacking up pretty nicely here. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing on automatic camera and find out what we got going on. So Lexi, how you feeling about this season already? Is this exciting or what? She's shaking her head. I don't hear your rocks rattling back there, but I'll take it that you're smiling, so you must feel happy about that. So if you see one of those blinky, those blinky wells, there is Chris Wells right there, the number 13 Martin Sports Car Club sponsored Dalara, and he didn't get off to the greatest start, and so he had to make up some time after starting behind all the GT3 cars. All right, 1 lap down here at Road America, 25 to go. Let's go ahead and bring up our timing and scoring so you can see where everybody's at right now. Whoa, Rob Neller hanging it out wide. Can't control it, off into the grass. No harm, no foul. I don't think he actually crashed anything. Chris Wells into pit lane. I think he's actually sitting with some front wing damage after the start of the race, so he is back there. Zane Plumley in 14th, moving his way back up as he comes up on some newer drivers that we have. So if you notice, we do have a lot more drivers than we do last year, and we did promote this to other autocross clubs throughout Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee. And one of the great things that did happen this year, because of the success of all the drivers and how courteous, the great sportsmanship, and great way this whole thing kind of came together and grew in its popularity, that the Martin Sports Car Club has officially adopted this as part of their racing program. So it's official racing, even though it's digital. It's actually part of the club membership now, that other people can join in and race digitally, as well as racing with the autocross once a month going there as well. So that way there's more ways than one to become a member for the Martin Sports Car Club. So a lot of the new guys here. So we got 22 today that's in the group, which is probably like 6 or 7 more than what we're used to, and we're definitely happy to have them, especially on this big track here. So Jesse Olson just threw down a 151.2, which is definitely a second faster than Bradley. Bradley took over second place from Leland, but definitely a tight race through there with less than a second between those guys. And Andrew, one of the new guys coming over from Team Icon, is in 4th place, followed by Aaron Nash, who comes in as one of the ringers every now and then. He likes to join us here. Bob Blucher with the Martin Sports Car Club in 6th, and Dean is now leading, so he passed 2 other guys to become the head of the GT class, and there he is right there. So Dean throwing down a 207.8. Oh, and there goes Justin Hall right in front of Dean as well. So these guys are so close between those guys, and as they get passed by one of the faster prototypes. So this year's kind of getting together with a lot of different teams now. So as opposed to everyone racing for themselves and a couple guys here and there, we are very happy to welcome back the Shut Up and Drive It guys over there, and they're going to be one of the teams racing. Also bringing back Zane Plumbing Motorsports, who is another team who's expanded a couple more drivers. And also we have Team Martin Sports Car Club. Oh, nice move on the inside there by Dean. Coming up through the hill over the cheese bridge and holds on to it even more. So nice sportsmanship between those guys, keeping it clean. Nobody takes anybody out. Followed by Team Icon. So Icon being one of the main sponsors that we have here for this particular league, who is sponsoring the LMP2 class this year, and Shut Up and Drive It is sponsoring the GT3 class. So I've been doing a lot of talking. Lexi, how about you talk about something? What do you see so far? You happy to be back? Still nodding her head.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
All right. So what do you think about all these new cars? What do you think about the new ones that look all kind of crazy and everything else, like that car? What do you think of that car?
It looks like the Tron.
It looks like something out of Tron. I'm okay with that.
Wait, I think it just said FedEx.
It might have said FedEx, and I think it's also a mobile. So that's a good look at Bob Blucher right through there. This is Rob Neller, who is the owner of Icon Sim Sports, who is the guy behind all of the racing chassis that he is building. That is custom racing chassis. It's a good shot inside of his Ferrari, right through there. And what you got, Lexi?
Let's check out how we're doing in the back of the line.
Okay, we can absolutely do that. So you're getting a little glimpse there of what I think is probably one of the most beautiful painted cars by Mark Sykes Designs, which is Matt Jackson, whose nickname is New Guy. That's what he wanted. This is his first race. He just started iRacing last week. Very skilled guy on 2 wheels and 4 wheels. So this is his first attempt at an actual race inside of iRacing with the group of us. So I'd say he's doing pretty well. He's definitely not in last. And there's a great look at that car as well. His car is sponsored by Event One FX. There we go inside that beautiful Audi. And that's the company that he owns, which is a pyrotechnic company based right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. So there's a good look at that thing. So wonderful, beautiful car, a lot of detail in that. So that's what we love to see here in the league, is a lot of beautiful cars. Definitely makes it more exciting and everything else. So all right, let's move it on. So real quick, let's take a little bit gander here at the new livery, also by Mark Sykes Designs, at the Zane Plumbing Motorsports Dallara. Love how that thing has so much downforce and just sticks to it. Great car, great time handling, no ABS. Definitely a handful at certain tracks. You can see it bouncing around. It's a very stiff suspension. But Mark Sykes did another amazing job for our team. And that one's got a little bit of the Flying Tigers, the P-51s for World War II theme going on in there. So I thought it was absolutely great, and a great tribute to my dad, who used to work on those machines in the Air Force. So I thought that was great. Lexi, what you got?
I am giving out points.
Oh, right. There she goes. She's opening up now. So we've been gone for about 10, 12 weeks, so now she's starting to get back into it. All right. So how many points are you giving out?
Well, since this is a new year, I go to new things, so I give everybody 1,000.
1,000 points. That is a great way to start off the new year, especially 2021. All right. So here we go. So there's Bradley and Leland there for a quick second. I know the screen may change just a little bit here and there, looking for some of the best action. So here's some of the GT3 between 5th, 6th, and 7th GT-wise. So it looks like John Tremblay, who's also his first race with us as well. So he is a SEC racer in real life. We're glad to have him. And Daniel is back, and also Rob Neller, as we talked about again. So those guys definitely tight. So we got, I think that's Daniel, I think. Nope, Daniel's a little bit farther back. So we got a lap car, that white car right through this. We need a car number on that. So how about we go through the field? We'll check on Jesse here real quickly. Since he is our leader, he is out there with a 4-second lead over Bradley right now, who has Leland right on his tail. So let's check that one out. There we go. So there's Bradley. He's bringing back Team Paisley. So if you look down on the bottom left, so this is something that we're working on. We're starting to, update and improve some of the graphics and overlays that we have for this year. And one of the things that we are working on with the help of Shut Up and Drive It is getting a little more personalization. So there is Bradley's mug right down there, and he means business. Look at him. He's not even smiling down there. And he is absolutely doing the business right now, trying to chase after Jesse and also keep Leland right behind him, a half a second back. But you can just see how close that is. So you can get a better view of this one, see how awesome these things are. There we go. So a little bit more down to the track. So coming out of the carousel right through here, let's give a nose view. So here we are coming up to the kink. This is right when you're switching into 6th gear, right about here, full speed, flat out. And it looks a lot scarier than that shows you right there. I mean, it is just, your heart skips a beat just wondering if that thing is going to make it all the way around. So coming into one of the most popular corners for crashing, this is called Canada Corner. I don't know why it's called Canada Corner. I don't have the history. I just know what it's called. And it's not because the Canadians only crash there. It's just that's what they call it. Maybe it faces Canada. I have no idea. So here we are going on turn 14. This is where a lot of people like to get on the gas a little bit too quickly. And, someone's going into pit lane. Nicholas Vincent in GT3 is heading toward the pit lane. Hopefully he's okay in his Lamborghini. So back with Bradley right here. So here we are with a very long front straight. So this track is 4 miles long. Definitely is a lot of wide open. I know it goes same direction as some of the European tracks, and that's why it was one of the greater tracks. A lot of speed coming up through here. So as Bradley's getting through a lot of the traffic, so this is the big thing between multi-class racing is the guys are racing each other in the GT3 classes, and also in the LMP2 class as well in the Dolaras, but they also have to get around some of the slower GT3 cars, which makes it interesting. Oh, we have a wreck right in front. Who is that? That looks like Rob Neller. Unfortunately, yep, he is dropping down there, and so is Daniel. Looks like those two got together on the downhill turn, which actually gave Bradley checked up a little bit, and Leland took over second place. Lexi, what you got?
Everybody gets 2,000 points.
Man, you're giving out the points. So that was Daniel Trotto's car. He's in the pit getting that thing fixed.
Should have like these special. Oh, I got an idea. In every single one of these races, I am going to make a new thing. If all of us get to 400 points, we will have
a barbecue.
A tiny party, and we celebrate kind of day, and we sort of like vote or something.
Like National Martin Sports Car Club Day?
Yeah, and maybe like
awesome.
some kind of thing. that we like maybe like a Tron.
Oh, you're stuck on Tron today. I don't know what it is. I know we didn't watch it until a couple weeks ago. But so there's second place Leland and Chris Wells in the 13 Martin car, who's a lap car. Bradley's looking to get around him as well. So if you took a quick look at Bradley's car, he is definitely bringing back Team Paisley. So he's drafting Chris right now, trying to get as much speed as he can, and decides to, wow, so much traffic going through there, man. This is crazy. So, I mean, that's one of the great things, though, when you start having a whole bunch of people in different classes and, you know, the field, the grid size increases, you know, you have certain things. So, but I'm glad to have it. I mean, so much great racing going on, especially with multi-class. There's so many different things to keep track of. So there goes Bradley right there on the inside of Chris as they're coming around the last corner before the carousel. So you can see good job where Brad, you know, had another Mark Sykes design bring back the Team Paisley from a couple seasons ago. So we're definitely happy about that. All right, Leland coming up on the back of looks like maybe Eric. I'd say I can't see who that was. Justin Hall. So right there on the back of Justin Hall, and there goes Chris right by as well. Oh, on the inside, they touch just a little bit. Oh, Eric got shoved to the outside. There's his picture there drinking beer. He's going to have to do a little bit of that for his car to get fixed. So, oh, 3 wide. That's so crazy, and somebody's blinking. Oh boy, I don't know if I can stand how much more of this I can take, especially going into Canada Corner. That is just absolutely nuts going through there. So, yes, what do you got, Lexi?
I have a winner for the dress-up contest.
The dress-up? You mean the livery award?
Yeah.
Already? How about we save it to the last?
Okay.
All right.
I love the tracks here. They're like amazing. Where are we?
We are at Road America in Lake Elkhart, Wisconsin. That's where they get all the cheese. Cows.
Cheese Town.
Yep, cows. They just think of. They wake up, they eat some grass, and then all of a sudden, like 3 minutes later, there's cheese everywhere. It's not brown cheese. Don't eat that.
Yeah, that's gross.
All right, so here is Banana Man switching up to the LMP2 class this year. Cannot mistake him whatsoever. Kind of do miss a little bit his bright yellow wheels that he normally has. So don't know if his team didn't get the memo and switch out his wheels. There's a good shot of his bright yellow car. Can't miss him whatsoever. But his real name is Michael Cabrera, MSCC member as well. Last year's actually iRacing overall champion. So he's back with a vengeance and moving up to another class and doing pretty well, holding his own. All right, who haven't we talked about? Hey, here's Bjorn. Remember Bjorn? So there's Bjorn, who is in the new GT3 car that just came out with the last build on iRacing, which is the BMW M4 GT3, and they had the word prototype after it, but I don't actually think it's a prototype. There is a actual GT4 race car out there. I'm sorry, M4 GT3, I don't know. All these letters and numbers and everything else. The black and white car with the BMW. So yeah, glad to have him back as well. And I know he is with the Shut Up and Drive It team over there on the other Discord channel, and he has made great strides this year, especially with his iRating and his consistency, doing really well. Had a great time racing with him on some of the off weeks and some of the endurance races that we put up that were not broadcasted. But love to race with that guy. Very calm. You never know if he's sleeping or if he's racing or excited. But nonetheless, his driving does speak for himself. So he's doing a great job keeping it on track and going around. All right. Yeah, what you got, Lexi?
300 points.
300. Are you keeping track of all these points? I forgot to write them all down.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Also, am I talking too much?
No, you're not talking too much. All right, so there is Dean. Dean is still in first place, and he is getting counted a little bit by Eric. Is that Dean? What car number is that?
Which one? The one behind it?
No, the one in the front. Is that 19?
That's 19 and D.
Or 79?
That's D. And he's 19.
That is 19. All right, so I guess I need some new glasses. All right, so there's Dean. He is leading the class. right now, and he does have some pressure behind him. Who would that be? Because that's the second place GT3 Justin Hall is shown 7 seconds back, so that must be a lapped car. So Dean, for those of you who don't know, if you're just tuning in for the first time, he is a kart racer and doing very well. He just got back from Daytona a few weeks ago, and he was on the podium and won some as well. And the great thing about that is he is 13 years old, and he is up here racing with the big boys, and right now leading them all and showing them how it's done in a Lamborghini, which is again one of the new cars for GT3 that came out in one of the builds just recently around Christmas time. Who is number 20? Number 20 is Bjorn. All right, so how about we go down the list and we give everybody a shout out. We'll go number from top to bottom. So there's Bradley. Talked about him a little bit in the LMP2 and the Paisley car, and one of the main guys for Shut Up and Drive It. Here's Banana Man in the number 4 LMP2, and I'll talk to him about switching his wheel. So it's Justin Hall, the Shut Up and Drive It driver, also co-sponsored with Zane Plumbing Motorsports for them, because they do a lot of endurance racing and official races with the VRS series outside of the league as well. So we do have a partnership with that and working together on everything. Here's Junie Thompson. Haven't talked too much about him. ZPM driver, and glad to have him back. He's also moved up into the LMP2 class as well. He's down in 15th. He had an accident, I believe, on the very first lap going through the first kink. So he's trying to make up some time, and you can tell the difference not just in the number of his car, but he also runs the white or silverish wheels on his car to try to tumble apart. Here is John Tremblay in the Mercedes AMG GT3 car. So we are going to get him involved with trading paints and get him in a real fancy paint job for the next time. But again, real life racer for SCCA. Glad to have him. Glad that everything's going. There's Jesse Olson throwing down the fastest lap, a 150.1. Absolutely nuts right now. So Leland definitely in command, 8 seconds back on that on second, and Bradley 4 seconds back from Leland. So makes me wonder if Bradley is actually saving some fuel or tires, because these races, so we have cut the fuel amount that goes into the car, so everyone has to do one pit stop, and that makes it testing whether or not everyone knows what they're doing as far as whether they need to take tires, don't take tires, how much fuel you're going to put in the car. Some people put a little bit much in there, but it slows them down, and then with worn tires it does slow their lap speeds down, but they have enough to get through. Some of them gamble and they take on less fuel to try to get a little bit faster lap time, and they end up running out of gas sometimes. So it's interesting, which is why we designed this particular season to have a pit stop in there to talk a little bit more about some of that stuff with the strategy that goes with it. There is number 12, Matt Jackson in the Audi R8. Chris Wells, Zane Plumbing Motorsports, co-sponsored for the MSCC team. He is out there, past president. So again, this year we do have 3 past presidents from Martin Sports Car Club racing in this series. So Chris, Bob, and myself. So we're very happy to all still be together and still having fun behind the wheel, whether it's in real life or digital or at the bar drinking beer, which does happen a lot too. So what you got, Lexi?
400.
You are like the points passer outer today.
I might even get to 800.
Yep. All right, and here is Danny Curio, also in an Audi R8, and picked up the ZPM livery for that car. So Daniel, thank you for supporting that as well. Definitely love all these designs by Mark Sykes Designs that he's done for our team. Jesse Olson out in the lead by 11 seconds, almost 12, call it that, in cruise control with the Valvoline-sponsored LMP2 Dallara. Rob Neller was the next one up, but I believe he is in the pits getting some stuff repaired. Dean was here. Wonder if he had an issue. Maybe where did he go? There he is. All right. It's been a while. Forgot some of my fun buttons to push while we go through this. So there's Dean in his Lamborghini, still being chased by Justin Hall. Yeah, Bjorn in the BMW. Eric also in the BMW, which is the shut up and drive it car that they're going to use for the endurance races this particular year. There's Aaron Nash with his Gulf's colors, but not Gulf sponsored LMP2 car. Nick Vincent also in the Lamborghini with his looks like a NASA space rocket livery. That's kind of cool. I like that one. What do you think of that? Looks like a rocket.
Yep. And how about we go to, let's see how Justin Hall is doing.
Well, we're going to go right down the list to all the numbers. So looking at the timing of scoring, Zane Plumley's in pit lane a little early. Maybe he has some damage to the car, and he's pitting a little early and getting fuel for the end of the race, and maybe got into some traffic and wanted some cleaner air through there. All right, and there is Andrew, also a new driver with us as well. Pretty fast. He's been setting some fast lap times throughout the race, and definitely looks in control as he coming up to turn 14 right onto the main straight, using all the track as every driver should, and onto the main straight and up through the gears. All right, Daniel Trotter is not being shown. Looks like he is out also in the pits as well. And there is JG Bazrak. So Grassroots Motorsports. So he has a beautiful designed car and livery for that one as well. So JG, for those who don't know, is actually one of the writers for Grassroots Motorsports magazine. One of the, I wouldn't say one of the, I will say the best racing magazine as far as hands-on, real-world applications. Great stuff. I mean, those guys, all of them, all those guys over there, they work so hard at their magazine, and they're very passionate about making sure that, you know, they stay in print as long as possible, because you know, enthusiasts like us love the paper. I don't know if you like reading it in the bathroom better. I have no idea, instead of a tablet, but nonetheless, we do like saving the issues of the Grassroots Motorsports magazine. I know I've been a member, subscriber, probably, I don't know, like 15 years or so. So very appreciative, very happy to have him with us. Very talented driver. He does come out to the Martin Sports Car Club live races on our crosses as well, and he usually just wipes up, brings out some great equipment as well. So prepped, so well done. So glad to have him with us as well. All right, so and then Zane Plumley, as you guys all know, that would be the guy that's talking right now at 100 miles an hour. Bob Blucher, where he went, there he goes. All right, also an LMP2 and Martin Sports Car Club member. So there's Justin Hall, not Shut Up and Drive It. So we have a lot of Justin Halls. We have a lot of Justins. There's still another couple of Justins that are not racing tonight as well, but we will see them throughout the year when their schedule frees up to be able to join us. So he's also in one of the Lamborghinis. And lastly is Leland Giddens. Right there, second place. Oh, and Bradley caught up to him. I don't know if traffic had slowed up Leland or what, but now Bradley is only about a half a second behind him as they go down the hill, breaking into this tight right-hander. And if you do not let off the brakes, your back end will follow and then start leading the car at some point as they go up the hill for this second gear turn through these little bit of S's before going downhill and the carousel. All right, Lexi, you wanted to say something?
We have 3 people that's not with.
You already know who they are?
Yeah.
Who?
Rob, Daniel, and this. Oh, Jackson's gone.
No, he's there.
So why does it keep saying out?
Oh, well, because Matt New Guy Jackson is working out some internet items, and he's the new Blinky.
We have a Blinky too?
We have a Blinky, yes, he's the new Blinky. So did not know that. Yeah, he was fine in practice, but I think when we put 20 cars on the track, he started blinking a little bit. So we'll start working on that and make sure that he stops blinking for the next one.
I have a perfect name.
What's that? Blinky?
No, we already have a Blinky.
Okay.
It's not Mad New Guy Jackson. It's now changed into Blinky Jr.
Yep, we can definitely put that. All right, so Leland Giddens decided to go ahead and jump into pit lane, followed by Aaron Nash. So some of the LMP2 prototypes are getting a little thirsty, so they can't make it the whole race on one stop, but they will be able to make it on tires as long as you haven't worn out too many tires going through there. So he's up at the front, getting his ZPM sponsored Dallara P217 serviced. Bob Blucher also in pit lane, and Chris Wells. So I guess we're in the pit window. So lap 16, a little bit past halfway, and everyone is starting to hit that pit lane. So the pit window was definitely open probably about 3 laps ago when Zane Plumley went in there and got his pit stop done and over with. So he doesn't have to worry about that. So because of that, he now starts moving up to 7th place. And there goes Leland back out. So he comes back out in 5th from 2nd place. And he's probably a good, maybe about a minute back, I guess, from Jesse. For some reason, has this magic right foot that he does not use a lot of fuel and is able to go a little bit farther than everybody else. But he has not pitted yet. So we'll see how that all plays out and brings the gaps back together. So there's Daniel crossing the line with the 208.179 to keep everything moving along in the GT3 class. Chris Wells still in the pit. So it is a very long pit lane. It is a little bit sneaky as well. You okay? You want some bourbon to take care of that?
No.
No? Okay, well, that's good. That's more for me. All right, so there goes Jesse Olson into pit lane. So we will keep an eye on him to see how everything is coming together. So Bradley is following him. Yep. Oh, Bradley stayed out. No, I'm sorry. So Bradley stayed out, and he had a little issue with the pit there. Jesse did. I think he stopped in the wrong pit spot. So hopefully, probably his crew chief maybe gave him a little bit of wrong information or something. So it doesn't look like he's getting tires. Here comes Andrew into the pit as well. So Bradley is now leading the race, making up 4 spots from where he originally was. And so no new tires for Jesse as he heads back out into 3rd place. So he is definitely ahead of the guys who have pitted. Let's see, so Leland and Andrew who have already, so Andrew's in the pit, so Leland be the next person up. So things are going back where they were originally. Still waiting for Bradley to go ahead and pit. So there's Andrew still in the pit himself. All right, so there's Andrew in the pit, and there's Chris Wells. So is it, whoa, a little close call through the carousel. Oh, Aaron Nash just glances the wall there just a little bit. All right, and there goes Jesse around the outside of 2nd place. JG over there, and number 8. Is that Junie with the white wheels? He doesn't have his. Yep, sure is. I thought he had his number 27. What you got, Lexi?
7,000.
See, you're way past your points at this time. You're not even calculating. All right, so a lot of traffic here, just passing through Canada, going back uphill a little bit before turn 14. And wow, this is absolutely crazy how tight this area is. So, there's Justin Hall. So he's going to the pits. And who else is going into the pits? Oh, almost passed him in the pits, so he doesn't get any speeding for that as well. So that was Aaron. There goes Aaron in the pits. All right, and Bradley finally comes in. So we're going to cycle through. Everyone should be about cycled through. So there goes Jesse past the start finish into turn 1, back into the lead, and Bradley got a splash. Already saying pit exit, so that was quick for him. Aaron still, whoa, somebody goes off on the outside. Looks like it was Chris Wells is showing his little stripe is in red there. So he did go off a little bit. So Bradley back in 2nd, Leland in 3rd. So, oh, there's Chris Wells. Oh, having a hard time getting back on the track. I said these LMP2 cars are a little tricky. Oh, it's a great shot. The cars just pop out of nowhere. There they are. Oh, and who is off on the other side? Right about there. May have been Zane Plum. I only saw 1.8 on there, but I didn't think. Oh, Junie Thompson. Yep, that was Junie Thompson. So struggling in one of those corners. All right, so we went through everything else. So looking at the leaderboard, right through there. So Bradley's about 10 seconds back. Leland 12 seconds back from Bradley, and Aaron is 13 back from Leland. So it's kind of spread out a little bit here for the LMP2 class. So let's check in on the GT3 class. So we have Justin Hall in first place, followed by Dean, 21 seconds back. So hopefully things will start to tighten up a little bit going through there. I hadn't seen a ton of cars going for the pits in the GT3, so hopefully they'll get through there. So there goes Jesse on the inside of turn 1, flashing his lights, making sure that the GT3 car knows that he is coming through, and doesn't necessarily have to get off line. That's one of the things we do talk about all the time is, if you're passing a car from another class, it is a slower class. It is the responsibility of the faster driver to actually make the pass, and it's not the responsibility for the slower class car to get out of the way, because that does create accidents and stuff. So like that one there, Zane Plumey knew that he is getting lapped, and he knows that Jesse is the leader and didn't want to mess up his race, so he pulled offline, way offline, and let Jesse through, and so that way Jesse can go through and not have to worry about if he's going to get crashed or not. All right, let's pull up some relatives here. Yes.
1 second.
1 second. Where do you see that?
No. Just like 1 second.
You want me to hold on 1 second?
Oh, sorry. Okay, keep talking. I'll tell you when I.
Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about telling me to keep talking. I can always keep talking.
I'm the one who talks most in this family. I can talk all day and all night.
Yep, I know. So we got some new graphics on the bottom here. So this is talking about the laps that we have. Why we have lap 27 and 28, I have no idea. So we'll have to check into that as well. So you have an update on the race, Lexi? What you got?
6 more laps to go.
6 more to go. So, and there's the start-finish line right there, making it 5 more. 150.8, still in the 150s. Absolutely nuts. He is flying. There wasn't, somebody did hit a 149 in practice, I think maybe in qualifying, but they're running a lot lighter load of fuel on that. Their tires aren't really as ragged out as they are during the race after 20 laps. So it's still a 150 in the middle of the race. Bradley pulling a 151. So that would leave Jesse, like a second and a half or so faster, and still pulling away. So we got Junie and Bjorn in pit lane. Hopefully they're okay. Junie just went a lap down. And Chris Wells just went past Justin Hall in the GT3, so he's back up in the main pack there in 9th place. So made up 1 spot from before. Maybe you can pass Junie in the pits. We'll just have to keep watching. So we go with the pit strategy. This is where everybody did pit. So Jesse has only been out there for 3 laps. He pitted on lap 16. Bradley went actually a little bit longer, 1 lap longer, and was able to go on 17. So his pit stop was probably a little bit shorter. That he had to take on maybe 1 or 2 less gas. So the Zane Plumlee actually pitted the earliest in his 6 laps on his fuel, so a little bit longer pit stop and a little bit longer on his tires. So hopefully he didn't lose a lot of heat in them with going with the pit stop as well. And then Chris Wells on lap 13, which is his normal car, didn't keep his normal number this week. Not quite sure, but Definitely check into that.
What's that?
That's what I was just talking about. That's how people were pitting. So the yellow is when they started the race, how many laps they drove before they went into the pits, and then the blue is how many laps they've been out driving since they went to their pit stop.
Whoa, look at 13.
Yeah, so if you notice that, you remember early on, Chris did have a situation in the opening laps, and he had to go into the pits. So he went into the pits early and then had to go in the pits again, which is why his was a little bit of yellow and then blue for his second stop and then yellow again for his third stop. So he's been in a little bit more than everyone else has trying to get his car fixed. I know he did end up running into the back of somebody, and it did mess up the front aero on his car, which does account for a lot of downforce. And I think he also said too that it messed up the aerodynamics, and he was a lot slower going through some of the long straights here, which Road America does have a lot of fast sweepers like this one here, you know, in the carousel, and it just keeps on grinding and going, straightens out for just a little bit and then gets into the kink as well. And you have to use all the track here. So here we are going on a little bit of lap with Jesse. Definitely earned it. Always one of the fast guys that we have here. This is Canada Corner. This is where a lot of people love to visit the tire wall. That's over there. So Matt Jackson crosses the line with the 212.1. He's definitely making up some speed on his Bjorn 235.7, but I think that was his outlap from a pit. Justin Hall, who was in the fight, I think was leading at some point in time. He was leading the GT3 class, is now in pit lane. And that moves up Dean into first and JG into second, who is 4 seconds back. JG with the 208, so breaking the 210s of 208. That's a pretty quick time going through. And there's Eric also matching JG with the 208. So going to keep an eye on that race there for, you know, second and third between Eric and JG, and see if that does heat up there just a little bit. Well, but looking around, I mean, a lot of cars. I'm not seeing a lot of too close battles going on, but I know we still have about 3 laps left here. So almost coming up on a full lap that we've been on with Jesse Olson. Yeah, of course you can talk. You don't have to raise your hand. Just talk.
Like interrupt you?
Well, unless I'm screaming like, "Oh my goodness, someone's crashed!" But yeah, other than that, go for it.
Okay. Okay, I am giving, these are my last points for the day. 800.
Oh my goodness, I think you just lost count at this point. It probably lost your mind.
No, I was at 700 last time. I was at like 500. Then I wanted to go up since I didn't do it.
All right, so talk about the cars. Tell me what you think about some of the cars.
All I can say is 2 words. Mine.
Yeah.
They're so amazing.
Yep, it is. It's going to be a great season. We're all excited, especially us to get back to racing. So in the off season, so you guys haven't seen a lot of these videos, you know, since last year, which was season 3, ending somewhere I think around November, early November, and then we didn't race again until yesterday. So this is the replay that we're doing since I was actually racing in the race. And you know what we did is we actually had a lot of fun races. We had some endurance races, some team races, and all of them were themed around the holidays. We had giving thanks and some charity races and Veterans Day races that we know proud to be a part of as well. Christmas race where Shut Up and Drive It and Zane Plumbing Motorsports actually had purchased a track that no one else had and didn't tell anybody until about 10 minutes before the race. So it was at New Jersey Motorsports Park, and we're all racing in the Miata, and everyone had never seen the track before and turned off all the nannies so that way people, you know, couldn't cheat or had to figure it out. And it was a fun race. It really was. Had about 15 or so guys in there, and it was a great way to say thank you to everybody as we all raced together, just having fun, and without all the real hard-nosed, competition in there. Just had a great time. So, all right, Lexi, what you got?
2 laps laps to go.
Oh my goodness, I think that you are probably like going to explode if you didn't get that out.
I know, I was going to interrupt you, but that would be rude.
Yep, all right, so just we were talking about before, JG in third place, vying for second place on the back end of Eric Leitzke with about 0.2 seconds. So less than a second between those. That's the best battle that we have going on right now. Eric's number... I need glasses. Where did Eric go? There he is.
1 lap to go. Oh my God.
1.5. That's crazy.
I'm gonna explode.
All right, so if you see back there, this is one of the sportsmanship that we actually do, love about this particular group. So JG and Eric are in a battle, for placement and to get on the podium, and the ZPM driver, is staying quite out of the way. There you go. There goes Leland. Still trying to race, but wants to stay out of the way of those guys and don't want to win the race as well. I mean, Leland, being 20 seconds off of Bradley and 5-second gap on Aaron, decided to take it easy and let these two guys race it out, which is great. Just love the sportsmanship we have, here. So, oh man, what a tight turn that was from Eric. Gave back just a little bit of time to JG, so who fell just 1.7 back. So he lost about a second, through that first couple corners. And here comes Aaron Nash trying to get by here. Whoa, such a tight corner, that LMP2. There he goes. Takes around the outside, has the inside line for the next one. So these two are going right around, just losing a little more time there for JG now, 1.8. I don't know if Eric found some of that nitrous you're supposed to hide in the trunk that you're not supposed to have for this race, or if you got a special button, or maybe the special match tires, that Cole Trickle had. White flag. Oh my goodness. And look what Jesse did last lap, and he does a 1:49.9. Just put his exclamation point on the field and said, there you go, guys. Take that. I'm winning this race. Everything's going his way today, which is fabulous. Bradley with a 1:52, holding on. Hopefully Leland will see about 20 seconds about what kind of time. So we see Matt Jackson and Bjorn going back and forth. Oh, I think Matt Jackson, his name's going up and down. I think he's having some connection issues there, so he's blinking in and out just a little bit. So
I love these races.
yeah.
Yeah, I love them, and I'm going to blow. At the end of these races, you see we scream when the checkered flag arrives.
So these two guys are actually for position right now. So Matt Jackson, the new guy, actually on the coattails, 0.4 back from Bjorn on the last lap. Oh, there goes Leland right past these guys. Nice and safe. Oh, and Matt tries to go for a deep braking. Oh, and blows the corner. Oh, I think there went his chances for being able to take that position. I think he was going for 7th or 8th place. So, just a little bit squirrely. So, hey, you can't blame the guy. I mean, he's not in last place. Actually, I think he's held his own pretty well for being his first official race with everybody. And, of course, mixed class is not the easiest thing to race in because you do race in your mirrors quite a lot. So, we'll probably get some great things, from Matt here as soon as he gets a lot more comfortable. Only after racing 1 week. Oh my goodness, you just busted my eardrums.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me? How many fingers am I holding?
All right, so there is our class winner right there, Jesse Olson. Sorry I didn't get you catch the line. Talking about some of the guys, but absolutely congratulations, Jesse. Still in your winning ways from last season, so you are definitely the guy to catch. Bradley, there he is, just crossing the line as well. And where's third place? And when everyone's numbers changes, it's hard for me to find who it is. And there's Leland, right going up there is at the top, and there is the man waving the checker flag right across there for third place. So there is your podium for your LMP2, Jesse, Bradley, and Leland. So going back to the GT3 class, Dean, there he is, coming up the hill. Oh, we got a car off to the side. Dean coming up the hill to take first place. There he is, celebrating in his way. First place for Dean. That's probably, I think that's his first win that he's had with us. That is great. And then JG in a second place. So, oh wait, I'm sorry, there's Eric. My bad. So Eric, just by 0.3 seconds between second and third place. Wow, that's amazing. Gotta love these close battles, especially right down the line. Doesn't get really much closer than that going through. So that is your podium for GT3. First time winner, Dean, 13-year-old, nicknamed the Rocket Chip, especially in that new Lamborghini, definitely looks like one. And second place, Eric. And third, everyone's going into their donut party. Yep, absolutely. There you go. There's the donut party for everybody.
Donut party. Okay, let's see if anyone makes a disco ball. I love disco balls.
That's usually at the night ones. All right, so that concludes our first race. Things are gotten a lot, bigger and better and more exciting. And there's a car on its side. So happy to be able to be back and work with Lexi again, and we're going to be having some guest drivers also interview as well as soon as we figure out a couple more little tweaks to get them to be able to commentate remotely these cars. Oh, they're having a blast. There goes Chris Wells right there. All right, so again, thank you very much. Lexi, you got some parting words?
Yeah, I love this race. Totally cool. That card is going to be there for the rest of the race.
Yep.
And also, the winner is of our first year 2021 of my contest of thing.
Lexi Livery Award, the prettiest car.
Is Bradley!
Oh boy, here we go again. Oh, he's already signed off, but so Bradley on his winning ways has already won the first week of the Lexi Livery Award. So he brought back the Paisley car, and it worked out for him. So, all right.
He's good.
Yep, he is good. Absolutely.
Let's go back to the donut party.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this week. And I'll be glad next week we are at Barcelona at Catalunya racetrack. A little bit tight in some areas, so it's going to be interesting. Probably a lot more action is there as well. So look for us next week, and thank you very much. Have a great week.
Adios, amigos.
Getting ready for Barcelona.
Really?
Yep.
I can't really speak that much of Spanish.